Left Wing Kings. Listen, think, act, repeat.
Election fatigue is a major contributor to voter apathy heading into 2024. After years of intense political battles, nonstop media coverage, the constant barrage of political ads, social media debates, and polarization, people are burnt out. So, Ace, why is election fatigue causing a dip in voter turnout?
It's like when Trump decided to declare going for presidency, 2 years ago, was it? Or whatever. It was like 2 years ago, I think. And then they started campaigning. So from 2 years ago, and I just use that as a marking point. Then, the primaries, and then, the whole 9 yards. And then Biden's in, Biden's out. I mean, it's been a nonstop run talking about the presidency every day, all day. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And the funny thing is, I heard one of the shows say, you know what, one thing about the Kamala thing is they kind of showed that I want you to do this thing 6 months out. You know what I'm saying? Because she kind of declared, what?
Yeah, we don't need that long.
June, you know what I'm saying? And like 6 months out.
That's a good point.
And we can, she's kind of proving that you can run an election from there. It drains on you. It drags on you, kind of keeping up with it and the whole rigmarole going through the whole ordeal. It's a lot, man. You know what I'm saying? So I can see if you ain't a news nerd, political nerd like me and just into it every day, like if you're just a casual person, sooner or later you're going to tune that shit out. You'll be like, it's presidential stuff right now. Guarantee you people was like, I ain't looking at that damn vice president debate.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
You right.
I'm ready. Let's vote, nigga, by time. Let's get this shit over with. I'm even like, let's get this shit over with. Let's move on, dog. You know what I'm saying? Goddamn. So,
Yeah.
and like I said, we have a show every week talking about it. I look at politics all the time. So, like I said, that's just something I like to do. But imagine if that wasn't something I like to do, man. Shit, I'm tired.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said cognitive overload. It's just the researching and the information and trying to find the candidates and deciphering what's misinformation, what's true, what's false. It just gets taxing. You're like, okay, I'm tired. And again, I like this kind of stuff. I like to research, hence why I'm in education now. But it can get tiring, just mentally. I'm draining. And I think also the exhaustion from the partisan conflict, the negativity. That's what makes me sad. When I go on and I want to really research information and I just see all the negative, ugly things that people say about each other. If you don't agree with their said topic or said candidate, it's tiring. Frustration, I think, too, also, with lack of change. We talk about the same things every 4 years or 2 years. It's education's on top of the ticket, guns on top of the ticket, climate change now. It's just tiring. It's like we talk about immigration. We talk about the same things over and over and over again. And I feel like there's just no resolve. And I think that's crazy. Like, I put you in place here because I want the problems to go away. We need less problems, not more problems. I think we just see more. And then just the media saturation. Like I said, I do like watching the news too, but sometimes it just gets over the top after a while.
Yeah.
Tiring.
I think like what you just said that really resonated with me is like and I say this all the time too, is like these talking points that just exist forever. They don't go away. Imagine Amazon having a problem that they had to solve, and every single 4 years they had to solve the same motherfucking problem. We wouldn't have an Amazon. They'd be out of business if they weren't coming up with solutions that they have for their problems. But we as a country, we got the same damn problem. And even when the problem gets resolved, it's still a problem. Like, okay, we don't have slavery, but still motherfuckers don't like black people. I mean, it may not be slavery, but it's still a derivative of slavery. Because motherfuckers didn't like slaves neither. Okay? Like, it's still an issue. Like abortion. Okay, we had Roe versus Wade. That wasn't really solving it. Now they have this thing going to the states. That's not solving it. I mean, the same problems. Like, they just add a little tweak here or there, and the same problem just exists. Education, same thing. Healthcare, same thing. It never freaking ends. And if we were a business and you had the same problem every fucking year, and every 4 years you talked about it, you was the CEO of a company,
Getting fired.
you gone. I mean,
Yeah, let me tag in on that a little bit, and I get that makes sense from a business standpoint. Business got one common goal, and that's to be profitable. You know what I'm saying? So that doesn't make you profitable at the end of the year. They'll make changes. The problem with politics is everybody has to profit off of what's happening. They just want their way. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's always the same shit. You might feel this way about a policy. You might feel that way about a policy, but you never solve it because you're not getting your way. In the end of the day, it doesn't matter if we're profitable or if it comes to an end result. It just comes if I'm getting the way that I want, pretty much.
I think it's about what's delivering value. Like in a business, it depends on what type of business you are. Like there's a reciprocal association. They don't have stockholders. They don't get money. So the revenues don't matter to that type of company. But the customers matter to that company. The members matter to that company. Same thing with us. From a politician standpoint, the people.
Constituents,
the member. And do you care about the people? And sometimes, guess what? We got billions of people. None of us are going to all see things the same fucking way. That's impossible. But what we can do is call compromise. Right? And if you can compromise and come to a place where, look, I'm not getting my way.
Right.
But I'm getting some of the things that I want.
Right.
And I'm okay with you having some of the things you want.
Right.
And that's the problem right there.
Well, like gun laws. Like everybody, you ask anybody, do you believe that little kids and I myself can't go to work because we could get shot and die? Most people are going to say, no, let's protect the kids. Let's protect the people. What are we doing to solve that problem? Where's the root cause? What is causing that? Right. That's what I think we all can come to agreement on. I think some people can say, for the most part, nobody wants death among children or other people who are innocent, right? When it comes to women's rights, most people believe that they should have autonomy to their body. Like I don't want to tell you what to do with your body, and I don't want you telling me what to do with mine. I mean, most of the time, I think we have some commonalities for the most part, some generalizations that we can come to some, resolve to, and I think we just don't. I think I don't know why that is.
I don't know. Like I don't want to get rid of like the Second Amendment. I think people should have the right to have guns, but I think that there should be a way to get them safely into the right people's hands and keep them out of the wrong people's hands. That's called compromise. I mean, I'm not here to like take your guns away from you. Believe me, please. I just don't want crazy motherfuckers running around with guns.
Yeah.
Trying to kill
and
folks.
the thing about it, let's stay with the Second Amendment here. Like, that shit was written for when the British had guns, and we don't want them taking ours away so they can shoot us up. So that's when it was really written. Not so you can go buy your 16-year-old gun or son for his birthday and he can shoot up a school.
No.
And that's what people are fighting for. That right? You're fighting for that right. You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy.
Like
but you're not willing to take that. The point is, why are you not willing to take that off the table?
Exactly.
As a responsible person, part of your compromise should be, well, yeah, we shouldn't give them to like 16-year-olds. Like
an AR-15 for his birthday.
And leave it unlocked in the house.
Yeah.
We have kids who die of suicide. I just got notification. Like last week, he shot himself.
That's like
himself.
Yeah. Like people won't compromise that.
Exactly.
They won't that's what I'm saying. Like we can have those conversations, but it gets to the point where it's like, I think we can all agree that life is important, right? Life, like outside, excuse me, let me be specific, outside the womb, like I'm talking life, people. And I'm not saying that inside, that's a whole nother discussion, but I'm saying like living outside, breathing individuals, we want them to try to live as long as possible, correct?
Yeah.
You know? So why can't we come to a commonality of that?
Okay. And just to make this thing more complicated, because there's a lobbyist group that's going around telling people that they need guns and using fear tactics to saying that you need your guns for this and that. Don't let them take your guns away.
Sad.
Nobody's trying to.
And that's their belief in life. And there are other people that are like, you don't really need guns for this and that or the other. You know what I'm saying? And that's I think that's where the rubber meets the road when you talk about politics and never getting anything solved. There's always an ulterior motive behind it. NRA and the gun makers want to sell more guns, so they like to scare the shit out of a particular people that, hey man, if you take your guns away, these people are gonna come after you.
Yeah, but that's part of like the
and
whole,
you need an AR-15 for that.
Yeah, and I think that's part of the whole fatigue thing.
Exactly.
Like we just continue to talk about the same things over and over and over again. We won't solve them, but to your point, we can't solve them because we won't compromise. We won't have any flexibility in our ability to be compassionate about the needs of other people and our own. Like you said about survival of the fittest. It's all about what I want. It's not about what anybody else wants.